Next, we are going to see with motion in a vertical circle. So, any particle, if it is moving in a circle, so what happens to its velocity as well as the tension? That is what we are going to see. For this, let us consider a body of mass m, which is attached to the end of a massless and inextensible string. Okay, so that it executes a circular motion in a vertical plane, and the length of the string, we are considering it as length of the string becomes the radius of the circular path. So how we are saying is the length to be the radius, because if it is attached like this, okay, and this is moving in the circular path, this is a length. So when you are considering it as a circle, that also becomes as a radius, is it not? So we are saying that the length becomes the radius of the circular path. Clear with this? Okay. So next is we are going to see with a diagram how it moves. So this is a diagram. So this is a particle which is at the position A first. So when it is at the position A, we are considering that it is moving with a velocity v, okay, and here it is being attached to a string. So whenever there is a string, there is a tension, is it not so? There is a tension T, and it has a downward gravitational force mg, okay. So we are considering with this point. This point has a downward gravitational force which is denoted as mg, okay, and this side it has a velocity v, and this side it has a tension T. Okay, now what we are going to do is this mg is being going to be split into two components. Okay, it is mg sine theta and mg cos theta. Okay, so we are going to split this as mg sine theta and mg cos theta. Okay, so these are the components we are splitting. Now using this, as we know already, whenever we are just denoting with the help of free body diagram, we'll be using these terms and we'll be using with the derivation, is it not? Same way here also we are going to use these terms. So considering this as a free body diagram, okay, center to be the point, and considering these two sides, we can write that these two are in the opposite direction. So we can write T minus mg cos theta. Okay, and this side we have only with mg sin theta, and here it has only with a ma, which is said to be the force. So we can say that mg sin theta, which is equal to ma. So that is the first equation. So first we are saying that these two forces are, there are two forces. What are the two forces? Is gravitational force and the tension, is it not? Now we are writing this as mg sin theta is equal to m into a. Now instead of this a is said to be the dv divided by dt. Okay, so we are writing mg sin theta is equal to minus m into dv divided by dt. Okay, then next is we are going to write with this cos theta. T minus mg cos theta is equal to mar, as I told you. This a we are writing as v square by r. So T minus mg cos theta is equal to m into v square divided by r. Okay, so we have got with the two equations, and this is about the circle which we are considering. Okay, so the circle has been divided into four sessions, is it not? A, B, C and D. The four important facts to be followed. What are the four important facts? Is first point is the acceleration, sorry, the mass for the given acceleration, okay, is not uniform in the circular motion. So the mass of any object is not uniform. That is the first point. Okay, then the second point is the magnitude of velocity is not constant. Okay, and the tension is also not constant. So எதெல்லாம் not constant சொல்லிட்டோம்? Mass is not constant, then velocity is not constant, tension. So இந்த மூணுமே constant இல்ல. So that is in the first two paragraphs. Okay, so next point is the equation. We are going to take the equation T is equal to mg cos theta plus mv square divided by r. So in this equation, the highlights is that in the sections A and D of the circle, for theta to be, we are considering the theta to be minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So cos theta is positive. So if cos theta is positive, this value is always greater than 0. So we can say that mg cos theta is always greater than 0. if this is always greater than 0, we can say that t does not vanish. So tension cannot vanish even when the velocity vanishes. So velocity வந்து vanish ஆனாலும் tension வந்து vanish ஆகாது. So that is this point. Okay, so this is a third point which says that the tension cannot vanish even when the velocity vanishes. Same way we are going to see with the next point, which is the fourth point. Same equation, but we are just going to write it as mv square by r is equal to t minus mg cos theta. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி என்ன பார்த்தோம் அப்படின்னா இந்த mg cos theta இங்க இருக்கும். So t is equal to mg cos theta plus mv square by r. இதுல நம்ம எடுத்துக்க போற கண்டிஷன் என்னன்னா theta is equal to pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 அப்படின்ற term. இதுலயும் the second term is always greater than 0. So if second term is greater than 0, here we are going to consider as velocity. So we can say that the velocity cannot vanish even when the tension vanishes. அதுல என்ன சொன்னோம், tension cannot vanish even when the velocity vanishes அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. Okay, so this is a third and the fourth point. Clear? So next is we are going to see at the positions which is at the bottom and at the top for the lowest position. Okay, lowest point. For this, consider with this diagram. So in this diagram, the particle is at the two positions, which is 1 and 2. Okay, at this position it has with a downward gravitational force which is mg. So here is mg and here is mg, and this is moving with the velocity v1 this side and v2 here. Okay, and whenever there is a string, there is a tension. So for this point upward is a tension t1, and for this point downward is a tension t2. Okay, so when you draw the diagram, that is a free body diagram for the point 1, we can draw it as this to be the t1 and this is mg. Okay, and when you draw it for the point 2, this is mg, and same way is t2. Okay, so we can say that for the point 1, okay, we can write the equation as t1 minus mg. Okay, because it is in the opposite direction, is it not? So t1 minus mg is equal to 0. So this is for the first point. Then for the second point we can write as t2 plus mg. Okay, this to be equal to the centripetal force. So we can write it as mv square by r. Okay, so these are the equations which you are going to write, okay, for the point 1 and 2. So for this we have to be very clear with this diagram, and also in the last lesson we have seen with the free body diagram, is it not? So how to represent that, you have to be very clear. Okay, so when you write the equations here, so the first equation is T1 minus mg, because they are in the opposite direction, which is equal to m v1 square divided by r. So now bring this mg this side, this becomes as plus. Okay, so this is the first equation, and this is very important equation which you have to know. T1 is equal to m v1 square divided by r plus mg. Okay, so this equation we have to know. Then next equation we are going to write is T2 plus mg, which is equal to m v2 square divided by r. Same way mg, if you are going to bring it to other side, that becomes this minus mg. This equation is also very important. Okay, for T1, the equation is what? M v1 square plus mg. Okay, and for T2 it is m v2 square minus mg. Okay, so if you are clear with this, we will be able to derive the other derivations in this. Okay, so next is we are going to find the value of T1 minus T2. Okay, so as we know already, with the value of T1 and T2, T1 it is m v1 square by r plus mg. T2 it is m v2 square by r minus mg. Okay, so in between you have the minus, so we are writing with the minus sign here. Clear? Now multiply with the minus inside. Okay, so we get minus m v2 square by r, and this minus into this minus becomes plus, so it is plus m into g. Okay, now add these two terms, so plus mg that becomes this 2m into g. Okay, and in these two terms we are going to take the common term outside. So what are the common terms in this is m and also r. So these two are common. Okay, so we are taking m by r outside, and the remaining term is v1 square, and it is minus v2 square. So we are writing it as m by r into v1 square minus v2 square plus 2m into g. Okay, after this what we are going to do is we are going to find this value of v1 and v2 square. Okay, so keep this equation as it is. So this is the equation which you are going to write it afterwards. So what is the equation is t1 minus t2, which is equal to m by r into v1 square minus v2 square plus 2mg. So have this equation as it is. So next is we are going to find with this value, as I told you. For this, take with the value of energy. Okay, as we know that energy is always constant, so we can say that at the point 1 and 2 the energies are same. E1 is equal to E2. Okay, first write the value of potential energy at the point 1. That value is equal to 0. Why it is equal to 0 is because it is at the lowest point. Okay, at the lowest point it doesn't have any height, so u1 is equal to 0. Then the kinetic energy is given by half m v1 square. Okay, and the total energy is equal to sum of this potential and kinetic energy. So 0 plus half m v1 square, so we get just half m v1 square. So this is the value of E1. Okay, so E1 is equal to half m v1 square. Okay, so we have got the value of E1. Next is we have to write the value of E2. For writing the value of E2, consider at the point 2. Okay, at the point 2, we are writing U2, that is the potential energy. So potential energy is given by the height. Okay, so this height is, this is R and this is again R. So the full height is given by 2R. Okay, so mg into 2R, and the kinetic energy is half m v2 square. Okay, so total energy is given by this plus this. So it is 2 mgr plus half m v2 square. So we have got the value of E2 now. Okay, as we know E1 is equal to E2, is it not? So this is E2, and already we know the value of E1, so we are going to equate that both. So E1 equal to E2. Okay, so we are just taking this term to this side so that it becomes as minus. Okay, and take half m term outside, so we get half m into v1 square minus v2 square. Now cancel with this to m on both the sides, bring this to this side, so 2 into 2, that becomes as 4. Okay, so it is 4 g r. Okay, so this gives the value of v1 square minus v2 square. Okay, now this value of v1 square and v minus v2 square, we are going to substitute in that equation, which is given by t1 minus t2 is equal to m by r into v1 square minus v2 square. So v1 square minus v2 square, the value is 4gr. Okay, now one value of r gets cancelled, so we get 4gm plus 2mg, that can also be written as 2gm. Okay, so if you add this 2 plus 4, which is 6. Okay, so t1 minus t2, which is equal to 6m into g. Okay, because we are adding these terms, so we are getting as t1 minus t2 is equal to 6m into g. Okay, have this equation as it is. We have got the value of t1 minus t2. Okay, so next is we have to find the value of v1 and v2 separately. Okay, for this, consider at the highest point. Whenever you consider the highest point, the tension will be equal to 0. Okay, so we are considering T2 to be equal to 0. So considering T2 to be equal to 0, we are going to take with the equation which we saw already for T2, which is given by T2 is equal to, so this is T2, which is equal to half m v2 square minus mg, but the value of T2 is equal to 0, so we are writing as 0, which is equal to half m v2 square by r minus mg. Okay, now bring this term this side, so this minus becomes as plus, so we are getting half v2 square divided by r is equal to mg. Now cancel with the value of m, so we get v2 square is equal to, bring this r this side, so we get v2 square is equal to r into g. Now, whenever you take square term to other side, that becomes as root of. Okay, so we get V2 is equal to root of G into R. So we have got the value of V2. Next is we have to get the value of V1. Is it not? So for this, substituting this value of V2 in the equation. So we are going to take the equation which is V1 square minus V2 square is equal to 4GR. In this, substitute the value of V2 here. So what is the value of V2 square is? It is GR. Okay. Now bring this GR this side. That becomes as plus. Okay. So 4 plus 1 which is 5GR. Bring the square this side. So we get V1 is equal to root of 5GR. Okay. So we have got the value of V1 and V2. V1 is equal to root of 5GR and V2 is equal to root of G into R. Okay, so these are the velocities based on the motion in a vertical circle. Okay, clear with this? Thank you.